Chapter 1591, Plunder and Development. Translator, Atlas Studios Editor, Atlas Studios. Boom. Fang Yuan waved his sleeves. Black smoke spread out to the surroundings. He had used Soul Explosion. This was a rank 7 peak method. It immediately destroyed the core of the immortal formation on Cloud Bamboo mountain range that Qi clan had created with ease. Rumble. There was another explosion as the formation's core broke apart. The other areas of the immortal formation also collapsed. At this point, the entire mountain range's formation was destroyed. They left after all. Looking at the empty place, Fang Yuan's gaze was dark and unsurprised at all. His attack on the formation earlier was met with great resistance that was quite skillful. But later on, Fang Yuan noticed that the immortal formation was getting more slow in reacting to his actions. Immortal formations and immortal goo houses needed people to manipulate them. Even wills or formation spirits left behind could not replace the use of a goo immortal. Oh, an immortal goo was destroyed here. Fang Yuan soon noticed a special aura. He confirmed quickly that there was an incomplete immortal goo here. Qi clan's goo immortals had destroyed it before leaving. Fang Yuan sighed in pity, but he admired their resolution. He would have done the same thing. There was nothing valuable at the core area. Fang Yuan flew into the sky and started to ransack Cloud Bamboo mountain range. Cloud Bamboo mountain range had a large number of cloud path life forms, like the cloud fox. Fang Yuan used an enslavement path method as orange-yellow light burst out of his bodice, shrouding all the surroundings. Within the light, cloud foxes and other life forms struggled intensely. They had a painful expression as they growled. But soon, their resistance weakened as they stopped moving. They stayed on the spot as they became Fang Yuan's enslaved beasts. Fang Yuan opened his immortal aperture door as these life forms gathered and went into sovereign immortal aperture like a flowing river. Fang Yuan continued his actions as a large number of life forms entered his immortal aperture. Suddenly, there was a sudden sound as 2 desolate beast cloud foxes emerged, running towards the outside of the mountain in a panic. Come back. Fang Yuan laughed, flying as he chased them, using his enslavement path killer move to make these 2 desolate beast cloud foxes sprawl and admit him as their master. Cloud Bamboo mountain range was a huge, large-sized resource point. It was filled with dense Dao marks. It was normal for desolate beasts and plants to grow here. Even ancient desolate beasts could grow. Immortal goo were rarer. There was one, but it was destroyed before it could form. After Fang Yuan finished his exploration, he obtained 7 desolate beast cloud foxes, a total of 11 desolate plants of 3 species, cloud chi root, white hair root, and spear-tip bamboo. The thing that made Fang Yuan the happiest was the quantity of a rank 7 immortal material, cloud soil. It was huge. However, he did not see any ancient desolate beasts or ancient desolate plants. The goo immortals guarding this place must have brought them away, or maybe they never existed. According to the laws of nature, there was a possibility of ancient desolate beasts or plants appearing here. But this place was governed by Qi clan for countless years. They were skilled at formation path, but lacked enslavement path expertise. They would not allow an uncontrollable ancient desolate beast that could rival rank 7 goo immortals to stay in their territory. Fang Yuan did not mind it. He continued to search the entire mountain for spear-tip bamboos. These spear-tip bamboos were ordinary goo materials. The desolate plant spear-tip bamboos had already been completely taken by Fang Yuan, but it was quite troublesome now. Fang Yuan had rich enslavement path methods, but he could not use many wood path methods due to his lack of wood path immortal goo. I need an appropriate wood path method to relocate these spear-tip bamboos. Fang Yuan sighed that if he wanted to move these spear-tip bamboos, he would need delicate wood path methods. Methods of other paths would carve different Dao marks on these bamboos. Even temporary ones would damage the spear-tip bamboos and reduce their quality. Actually, Spectral Soul's true inheritance had lots of wood path methods, but Fang Yuan did not have the necessary wood path immortal goo. Thus, he could only use mortal methods to take these spear-tip bamboos, but this lowered his efficiency greatly, far worse than immortal killer moves. And this Cloud Bamboo mountain range was huge. The amount of spear-tip bamboos that Fang Yuan had taken were still very insignificant. A pity that pulling mountain immortal goo is only rank 6. Even though it can pull mountains, it cannot move the entire mountain range. In the past, Fang Yuan had pulled up Dang Hun Mountain and Luopa Valley, but it was because these two secluded domains of heaven and earth was modified by spectral soul demon Venerable using the killer move Orderly Well. Cloud Bamboo Mountain Range did not have such a treatment. Of course, Fang Yuan could smash the mountain range, but the results from that would not be under his control. Trees had tree roots. Mountains had mountain roots. Unless he had an appropriate earth path method, he could not preserve these mountain roots. What? Fang Yuan is attacking Cloud Bamboo Mountain Range. Qi Chuyu's frowned deeply. He had a grim expression that he was the first supreme elder of Qi clan. Information had gotten to him at the very first moment. The contact Heart Riverbank earlier was a middle-sized resource point. The losses were not too big. But Cloud Bamboo Mountain Range was a large resource point. In the past, our clan paid a hefty price to invite an Earth Path great expert to move the mountain veins and develop Cloud Bamboo Mountain Range, only forming scales similar to today after 100 years. To think that it would be targeted now. Qi clan was a super force. It had many large resource points, but Cloud Bamboo Mountain Range was quite a unique one. Back when Qi clan was still in its infancy period, Qi clan's ancestors had scrimped and saved when they were weak to slowly develop in Qi clan's history. This Cloud Bamboo Mountain Range provided Qi clan a steady source of income over time and did not disappoint its initial creators. After generations of hard work, the clan got stronger and its territory expanded continuously. Even though they had many large resource points now, and Cloud Bamboo Mountain Range became less important, it was never neglected. It was always guarded by two Gu immortals. Cloud Bamboo Mountain Range was not just a resource point. It was a form of mental encouragement to Qi clan's members. Forget about other large resource points, but Cloud Bamboo Mountain Range cannot be destroyed. Mobilize the immortal Gu house, find Fang Yuan, and take back Cloud Bamboo Mountain Range. Qi Chuyu thought about it for a moment before ordering with a firm tone. What about you, First Supreme Elder? Qi clan's Gu immortal asked. Qi Chuyu snorted. Fang Yuan seems to know that I am here. His true motive is to take the dream realms here. I will stay guard here. He will definitely come again. Of course, you all must put up a facade that I am going to find him personally. Thus, Qi clan moved its immortal Gu house and went to Cloud Bamboo Mountain Range. Fang Yuan had not left yet. He was still collecting spear-tip bamboos. This bamboo had very deep roots of 50 to 60 feet. Specific methods were needed to relocate them into his immortal aperture without any damage. Qi clan's Gu immortals saw Fang Yuan and hesitated. This was Cloud Bamboo Mountain Range. If they fought against Fang Yuan here, without any immortal formations protection, Cloud Bamboo Mountain Range might get destroyed. Immortal killer move. Great Thief Ghost Hand. Fang Yuan was already prepared. His Great Thief Ghost Hand had been lurking for a while. It directly targeted Qi clan's immortal Gu house. Inside Sovereign Immortal Aperture the northmost end of many northern plains, snow was falling as frost energy permeated. The snowmen had traveled for a long time. They finally arrived at their destination. The cold weather made the snowmen reveal smiles of joy. This is a good place for us to live. This place is so huge, we will not have to crowd around like before. Thanks to great immortal Bing Zhua's guidance. Sob, sob, sob. Some elderly snowmen were already kneeling on the ground, sobbing profusely. Quickly look. Someone shouted. The snowmen raised their heads and saw a scene they would never forget. The huge blizzard suddenly stopped as three huge crystal mountains appeared from within the fog. Gu immortal Bing Zhua floated in the air as he nodded at them, before the fog gathered and concealed the three mountains again. It's great immortal Bing Zhua. This is the home that great immortal has guided us to, Triple Sacred Mountain. It seems that the immortals of our tribe live on Triple Sacred Mountain. The snowmen were very excited. They knelt down and prayed towards the direction of Triple Sacred Mountain. They did not know that great immortal Bing Zhua, concealed by the fog, turned back into a stranger. He was Fang Yuan's time path clone. Food, environment, and plants, they are all set up already. Even though the environment is plain, it is enough for them to live. At this point, the snowman relocation is finally completed. The time path clone nodded lightly as he controlled the snow crystal formation, looking at another area. Over there, a group of snow monsters emerged from the snow. looking around curiously as they moved around. Not bad. Under the effect of the snow crystal formation, snow monsters are forming too. This snow monster production line is starting to work. In time, it will bring me huge profits. After leaving mini northern plains, the Time Path clone arrived at mini central continent. Not long ago, he had set up a riverbank here. He directly copied the name of Contact Heart Riverbank on the riverbank. There were countless white round rocks of varying sizes. There was a river with flowing water. Contact Heart Goo lived inside it. Fang Yuan obtained a large number of Contact Heart Goo. He sold most of them in treasure, Yellow Heaven. The remaining river water, rocks, and a small number of Contact Heart Goo were left as seeds. In time, he could develop this into a source of revenue too. The Time Path clone flew again, towards the southeast of Contact Heart Riverbank. He only stopped after a while. It was a barren land without any life forms. Time Path clone started to plant spear-tip bamboos here, while releasing the cloud foxes and other beasts. There was no mountain range here, but Fang Yuan planned to start building a cloud bamboo forest here. Chapter 1592, Number 9 in the World, Great Space Temple. Translator, Atlas Studios Editor, Atlas Studios Southern Border. Fang Yuan broke into Cloud Bamboo Mountain Range and scavenged it, but he knew about the significance of this resource point. He was ready for Qi Clan's counterattack. Immortal Killer Move, Great Thief Ghost Hand. His Great Thief Ghost Hand that had been lurking for a while directly targeted Qi Clan's Immortal Goo House. The Qi Clan Goo Immortals in the Immortal Goo House were shocked, but immediately, the Immortal Goo House's surface shined with a dazzling golden light. The surface of the Immortal Goo House had ripples that formed into a spiral, absorbing Great Thief Ghost Hand into it. The next moment, the spiral vanished without a trace. Fang Yuan grunted as he lost his connection to Great Thief Ghost Hand. Bright light shined in his eyes for a moment. As expected of one of the top 10 Immortal Goo Houses, Great Space Temple. Qi Clan had 2 Immortal Goo Houses. They were both extraordinary. Great Space Temple was the stronger one, able to resist rank 8 Goo Immortals. From the outside, it looked like it was made of marble. It was pure white and round. There were golden accents on it. It radiated with sunlight and was extremely grand, giving people a feeling of warmth and hope. In the 500 years of Fang Yuan's previous life, during the 5 regions' chaotic war, all the different forces competed with each other as the world went into chaos. Immortal Goo Houses were mobilized often and fought against each other. With ample battles, people started to learn of the strength of different Immortal Goo Houses. They were able to create a ranking list for the Immortal Goo Houses. Qi Clan's Great Space Temple was ranked 9th on this list. It was not simple. The IT had one move called Moving Space Domain. It could trap rank 8 Goo Immortals. When Heavenly Court attacked Southern Border, this Immortal Goo House trapped 4 rank 7s and 2 rank 8s. It had an extremely incredible use in that battle. I'm afraid that Great Thief Ghost Hand is trapped inside Moving Space Domain. That's how I lost contact with it. But the usage of Moving Space Domain has a huge price. It needs time for preparation. How did they respond so quickly? They seemed very prepared. Fang Yuan's thoughts moved rapidly in his mind. He quickly saw a problem. There really was such a theft path method. Demon Fang Yuan is getting harder to deal with. Thankfully, we were amply prepared. We only made it in time due to Heavenly Court's intel. If he really succeeded in stealing the Immortal Goo of this Immortal Goo House, what would happen? Qi Clan's Goo Immortals felt deep after fear and relief. Kill. Prepare Moving Space Domain for Demon Fang Yuan's theft path method. But we need to be careful. This Demon Fang Yuan has a defensive killer move made using Reverse Flow River. Rumble. Under the Qi Clan Goo Immortals manipulation, rank 8 Immortal Goo House Great Space Temple erupted with fearsome might, quickly suppressing Fang Yuan. Fang Yuan retreated while his mind entered Treasure Yellow Heaven. The next moment, his heart shook. Like he had expected, Heavenly Court had placed a clip in Treasure Yellow Heaven, showing the fight scene earlier. His usage of Great Thief Ghost Hand against Feng Jiugu was also exposed. Not just that, Heavenly Court also released a lot of deduction results that were free for everyone to view. These deductions were all about Fang Yuan. They were exposing his secrets to Treasure Yellow Heaven. There were lots of commotion. The Goo Immortals in the 5 regions were very shocked. They were discussing his methods and goo worms. They felt deep envy and jealousy towards Fang Yuan's resources. This was a huge blow. Intel of goo immortals was usually very crucial. In most cases, once immortal goo and killer moves were exposed, they would be easily countered by others. Like now, not only did Qi clan defend against Great Thief Ghost Hand, they even trapped it inside moving space domain. They were going to research on this Great Thief Ghost Hand and trace it back to the source, exposing more weaknesses of this move. If they were not guarded and Fang Yuan succeeded, he might be able to steal a few immortal goo and earn a fortune, and even gain an advantage. Fang Yuan had used Treasure Yellow Heaven to show himself Thrashing Thunder Ghost True Monarch, and it deeply affected Heavenly Court's prestige. They were merely giving him a taste of his own medicine now, dealing with Fang Yuan using the same method. I have Great Thief Ghost Hand. Fairy Ziwei must be very worried that I would use this move to steal more immortal goo and strengthen myself. Since she could distract herself to do this, I'm afraid Langya Blessed Land's battle has ended. Fang Yuan's heart shook. He wanted Heavenly Court and Longevity Heaven to fight to the death. It was best if Langya Blessed Land got destroyed. But both sides were very smart. They would not do something so stupid. I'm afraid that Heavenly Court took the initiative to retreat. After all, in order to deal with Langya Blessed Land, Fairy Ziwei, Chen Yi, and the rest were all injured to some degree. Feng Zhouge had lost his battle strength after fighting me. Thunder Ghost True Monarch died from battle. While Longevity Heaven has Langya Land Spirit's help, they have the absolute advantage. Another thing Fang Yuan noticed was that Prince Feng Xian's traitor identity was not exposed yet. Prince Feng Xian might possibly be hiding near Loosetail Ridge, waiting for a chance. It seems that Heavenly Court is very prepared. Even without Prince Feng Xian, they managed to escape. Fang Yuan was not foolish enough to expose Prince Feng Xian's identity in advance. Heavenly Court knew that Fang Yuan was an otherworldly demon that had reborn, but they did not know that Prince Feng Xian's identity was already known to Fang Yuan. Right now, I have no evidence to testify against Prince Feng Xian. Actually, even if I have solid evidence, Prince Feng Xian is still a rank 8 goo immortal. Longevity Heaven will have a tough time dealing with him. If they do not prepare amply, he might even escape. Fang Yuan had to make good use of this. He might be able to reap great benefits in the future. Using it now would just be venting his anger. A successful person would have deep tolerance. How could he be swayed by emotions and act foolishly? However, I cannot let all of you off either. Fang Yuan sneered. He immediately sent a video clip into Treasure Yellow Heaven. This video recorded Heavenly Court using Starcast and sending multiple rank 8 goo immortals into Langya Blessed Land. It was like a huge rock tossed into a lake. It created huge ripples and waves. Heavenly Court had such a method? It was like Fang Yuan's fixed immortal travel. The incredibly useful effect could influence important battles, other than Central Continent. The goo immortals of the other 4 regions and leaders of super forces felt greatly shocked. Their alertness towards Heavenly Court rose to an incredible degree. Goodbye. Fang Yuan smiled as he waved at Great Space Temple. At the next moment, he used the opportunity to activate Fixed Immortal Travel, escaping successfully. Rank 7 Fixed Immortal Travel was too useful. Great Space Temple was not an immortal battlefield. Even if it contained an immortal battlefield killer move, Fang Yuan would not let himself be trapped easily. Even if he was trapped, many immortal battlefields could not contain Fixed Immortal Travel. Unless it was an incredible method or countered Fixed Immortal Travel, Fang Yuan then would be in trouble when he gets trapped. The next moment, Jade Light flickered as Fang Yuan arrived at Qi Clan's 3rd resource point, Wind Flame Mountain. This mountain had countless sunset parasol trees. The leaves were red like fire. There were many birds and barely any land beasts. A small number of fire phoenixes were resting inside the parasol forest. Sensing Fang Yuan's animosity, these phoenixes raised their heads and looked at Fang Yuan fearlessly. They had an aura of indomitability. This giant resource point was rare even for super forces. It was one of Qi Clan's most important sources of revenue. Demon Fang Yuan is here. A rank 7 from Qi Clan was here. They first activated the defensive immortal formation before reporting to the clan, seeking reinforcements. If I can take down this resource point, Qi clan would really feel heartache. Hee hee. Fang Yuan laughed coldly as he charged down and crashed like a meteor. With an intense explosion, the immortal formation remained unmoved. Giant resource points had far greater defenses compared to middle and large resource points. Fang Yuan stopped his movement as his gaze flickered with uncertainty. He rapidly deduced in his mind, while using countless killer moves like they were cheap fireworks. Scoundrel Fang Yuan, you are so devious. After receiving news of this, Qi Chuyu was extremely furious. He could no longer stay. He left and went to reinforce the resource point. Wind Flame Mountain was quite a unique resource point. Other than raising phoenixes, at a certain timing each year, many wild phoenixes would come here and lay eggs. If something happened to Wind Flame Mountain, the wild phoenixes might choose other locations. Qi clan would suffer great losses. But Wind Flame Mountain was very far from Cloud Bamboo Mountain. Range, Qi Chuyu was the closest to it. Even though this Qi clan first Supreme Elder had already set up the formation in Plunder Shadow Earth Trench, he had to give up on that plan and save his resource point from Fang Yuan. When he arrived, Fang Yuan had already broken up more than half of the formation of Wind Flame Mountain. Many ancient phoenixes also died. Fang Yuan even captured 3. Fang Yuan, you scoundrel, don't run if you have the guts. Qi Chuyu screamed in anger. Fang Yuan smiled lightly as he greeted politely. Senior Qi Chuyu, we finally meet. Chapter 1593, Transaction. You want to meet me so urgently. It seems you really want to die. Qi Chuyu snickered. First Supreme Elder is here. I'm saved. The Qi Clan Gu Immortal defending Wind Flame Mountain felt great ease as he shouted. I waited specially for you. Are you interested in the dream path results that I have? Fang Yuan suddenly transmitted in secret. Qi Chuyu was slightly dazed, the next moment. Fang Yuan pointed with his finger as Immortal Battlefield Killer Move Yama Battlefield formed and trapped Qi Chuyu in it. Qi Chuyu was slightly shocked, but he soon calmed down. He even looked around the battlefield calmly. This is the battlefield that trapped Feng Jiuge? Fang Yuan laughed loudly. Senior Qi wants to say, is this the immortal battlefield that Fairy Ziwei broke? Heavenly Court not only exposed Fang Yuan's great thief ghost hand in Treasure Yellow Heaven, they even released their understanding of Yama Battlefield and even the way to break it publicly. Thus, with this information, Qi Chuyu was not worried. He was not even anxious at all. As a Formation Path Great Grandmaster, he could defend himself inside Yama Battlefield. Meanwhile, Fang Yuan had limited time. If the Righteous Path Gu Immortals could encircle him, he would be in trouble. There were no invincible Gu in this world. Only invincible Gu Immortals. Fixed immortal travel could be countered in many ways. Compared to that, Qi Chuyu's bigger headache was that after Fang Yuan leaves, he would continue targeting Qi Clan's resource points. That was a huge problem. Take a look, Senior Qi. Fang Yuan tossed an information path mortal Gu over. Qi Chuyu took a look. It was truly an information path mortal Gu. He looked into it, and his gaze flickered. This information path mortal Gu recorded details about the formation that Qi Clan had set up on Wind Flame Mountain. As a formation path grandmaster who had the light of wisdom, it was not hard to make such deductions. Qi Chuyu instantly understood Fang Yuan's intention. According to the info in this information path mortal Gu, Fang Yuan could totally destroy the immortal formation on Wind Flame Mountain. But he purposely chose not to and waited for Qi Chuyu's arrival. Qi Chuyu nodded. You are indeed a genius. Your formation path attainment is so high. No wonder Qi Shang acknowledged you. Formation devotee Qi Shang was a rising star of Qi Clan. He was recognized by Qi Chuyu as a future formation path great grandmaster. Earlier, Fang Yuan disguised as Wu Yihai and interacted with him. They built a good relationship. When Fang Yuan got exposed and was pursued by everyone, Qi Shang publicly announced that he was an enemy of Fang Yuan. Putting a clear line between them, Fang Yuan laughed loudly before looking at Qi Chuyu solemnly. What if I told Senior that my formation path attainment level was obtained from the dream realm? What do you think? Oh, is that true? Qi Chuyu was moved. He assessed Fang Yuan again as he said with a questioning tone. You really want to transact with me? Fang Yuan retorted. Why not? I need dream realms, but Southern Borders dream realms have defensive formations made by Qi Clan. I want to use dream path gains to exchange for Qi clan's cooperation. To display my sincerity, I want you to see this. Fang Yuan tossed out another information path mortal goo. Qi Chuyu received it, and his gaze flickered. He unconsciously grasped the information path mortal goo in his hand, as if afraid that it would fly off. Information regarding dream path had an incredible attraction to Qi Chuyu. He quickly looked into it. When he raised his head, he looked at Fang Yuan with a different expression. As expected of the one who used spring-autumn cicada to rebirth and had inherited shadow sect, the amount of dream path information that he is willing to release already far exceeds the total amount of research our southern border's righteous path has done. Furthermore, this is only a small part of the information. A lot of things are missing. There is even some vague content not explained in detail. Thinking of this, Qi Chuyu was deeply moved. He had to be moved. Fang Yuan's bait was simply too attractive to him. Currently, the Gu immortal world agreed that Dream Path would be greatly developed in the future. Not only would Dream Path be created, it would prosper and create great Dream Immortal Venerable. Thus, be it super forces or rank 8 Gu immortals, they knew the importance of Dream Path. They explored dream realms and tried to advance further in this path than anyone else. Whoever gave up on pursuing Dream Path would be left behind by this upcoming great era. It was like how thieving heaven demon Venerable created theft path. Reckless savage demon Venerable created transformation path. Primordial origin immortal Venerable created Qi path. In the long history of humanity, countless experiences had proven this point. However, the start was the most difficult. Dream path was only a concept now. No matter who explored it, they would have to pay a huge price with little gains. Because he knew this, Qi Chuyu understood that this information path mortal goo was extremely valuable. If it was revealed to the outside world, all the super forces would fight for it. Even if they had to fight until blood flowed into a river, they would do it without hesitation. Qi Chuyu caressed the information path mortal goo in his hand as he looked at Fang Yuan with a sharp gaze. I can see your sincerity, but there are many southern border righteous path forces. Why did you choose me? Fang Yuan laughed heartily. I have interacted with Qi Shang before. I also have shadow sects and Wu clan's information. I know a lot about Qi clan. Qi Bang is your son, but he lacks the ability to become the first supreme elder. That was why you needed Qi Shang, the future formation path great grandmaster, to help him. Senior Qi, you have limited lifespan. When you die and chaos starts, can Qi Bang protect Qi clan? You. Qi Chuyu's expression turned dark. Killing intent leaked out of him. But Fang Yuan was completely ignoring it. Qi Chuyu had no choice but to admit Fang Yuan was right. Southern border's earth veins were shaking. Such situations occurred in the other 4 regions too. A person at Qi Chuyu's level could also sense the chaos of the future. Qi Chuyu had already used many lifespan extension methods. Lifespan Gu were not effective on him anymore. He had already started preparing long ago, for the sake of his son's succession. Even though he knew that Qi Bang lacked talent, as a father, he had his selfish side. But he could not be selfish entirely. If Qi clan was destroyed in Qi Bang's hands, even if Qi Chuyu died, he would not rest in peace. And if Qi clan was destroyed, would Qi Bang be safe? Therefore, Qi clan needed Fang Yuan's dream path gains. With this, Qi clan would be able to protect itself in the future. It would also ride the tide of the great era and become an even stronger super force. Qi Chuyu suddenly laughed loudly, as if his killing intent never existed. He looked at Fang Yuan and shook his head. Fang Yuan, you are truly the #1 demonic figure of the 5 regions. I have finally seen your true abilities today. No wonder Heavenly Court and Wu clan were helpless against you. I will accept this transaction. Fang Yuan nodded. Qi Chuyu's response was within his expectations. There was nothing peculiar. Qi Chuyu was the leader of a righteous path force, while Fang Yuan was a demon that everyone was after. How could they make a deal? This seemed quite unthinkable. But actually, for the terms righteous path and demonic path, everyone had their own understanding of it. The central thing that mattered were benefits, be it righteous path or not. Look at Qi clan. It had so many resource points. It had to promote the advantage of the righteous path. That evil cannot defeat righteousness. so that they had the moral high ground to defend their territory and attain stability. As for demonic path Gu immortals, they had to deal with calamities and tribulations. They needed to become stronger, and that needed resources. But what to do when they had no resources? The only way was to rob and steal, to kill and loot. It was all for gains and benefits. Precisely because of this central reasoning, why would Qi Chuyu not agree to Fang Yuan's deal? They were just getting what they needed for their respective benefits. The talk was done. Fang Yuan dispelled the immortal battlefield and acted like he was forced to retreat in a panic. Qi Chuyu won, but Fang Yuan managed to escape. His expression was quite ugly. For the following days, he defended cautiously, preventing Fang Yuan's retaliation from coming. 7 days later, Fang Yuan suddenly appeared in Plunder Shadow Earth Trench, breaking the formation and successfully taking the Dream Realm. Chapter 1594, Righteous Path Schemes Against Fang Yuan. Translator, Atlas Studios Editor. Atlas Studios, we need to get rid of Fang Yuan. He dared to attack our Righteous Path's formation openly. He is too daring. Luo clan's first Supreme Elder screamed. This time, our clan's Gu Immortal was sacrificed heroically. This demon Fang Yuan already has the blood of 2 Gu Immortals on his hands. He needs to pay the price. Ho clan's first Supreme Elder said in an aged tone, filled with rage. Yao clan's first Supreme Elder sighed. Fang Yuan needs to be dealt with, but he is not an ordinary demonic path Gu Immortal. His identity is very complex. He not only is an otherworldly demon, he also has Spring-Autumn Cicada and has returned from the future. He destroyed 88 True Yang building and has Giant Sun's true inheritance. He also inherited Spectral Soul true inheritance and became the leader of Shadow Sect, as well as the funding of Langya Blessed Land. Even with Central Continent Heavenly Court's pursuit, he still remained scot-free. He continued to harm the world while getting stronger at a rapid rate, far beyond logic. To speak the truth, he has the demeanor of a demon venerable in his youth. There will only be Great Dream Immortal Venerable in the future. There will not be a Great Dream Demon Venerable. Yao Clan, are you afraid? Xia Clan's first Supreme Elder immediately said sarcastically. Yao Clan's first Supreme Elder snickered. I'm just stating the truth. If we want to kill Fang Yuan, we need to recognize this truth. Like how your Xia Clan lost to my Yao Clan earlier. Xia Clan's first Supreme Elder was incredibly furious. Recently, due to the turbulence of the earth veins, large amounts of cultivation resources were unearthed from underground. Southern Border's Righteous Path, Demonic Path, and lone cultivators competed for them. During this period, lots of conflict was natural. Xia Clan had fallen into an ambush by Yao Clan and lost, but Yao Clan paid a huge price too. Therefore, their conversation was very hostile. All right, our discussion is not for bickering. We need to plan on how to deal with Fang Yuan. If he continues his plunder, what will we do? At this time, Shang Clan's first Supreme Elder spoke in a moderate tone. There was silence. Shang Clan had always been neutral and was specialized in trading with all the different forces. When Shang Clan's first Supreme Elder spoke, everyone had to listen. A while later, Ba Clan's first Supreme Elder broke the silence. Fang Yuan must have ways to explore dream realms and obtain great benefits. Otherwise, why would he impersonate Wu Yihai back then to get into our righteous path? This time, he attacked Plunder Shadow Earth Trench and took all the dream realms away. This proves my point. I wonder what Wu Clan's first Supreme Elder has to say about this. Wu Clan's first Supreme Elder was naturally none other than Wu Yihai's elder brother. Wu Yong. Clan has already dominated the #1 spot in the righteous path. Ba Clan had been after their position, but Wu Yong showed up with clear jade dripping wind tiny bamboo building, destroying Ba Clan's hope of replacing them as they solidified their status. Ba Clan would not let this chance go now. Wu Yong was silent for a while before speaking. Fang Yuan is an enemy of everyone. Yesterday, he plundered Qi Clan's resources. Tomorrow, he might show up anywhere else. Our resources, and even clansmen, might be targeted by him. Wu Yong said plainly that dealing with Fang Yuan was the responsibility of all the Southern Border Righteous Path members. Ba Clan and others could not make Wu Clan take on this role and exert great effort alone. Hearing Wu Yong's words, many people frowned. Wu Du Xiu and Wu Yong were vastly different. If this was Wu Du Xiao, she would charge ahead as the vanguard. That was the style of Wu clan. But Wu Yong stepped back this time. It was as if the humiliation that Fang Yuan gave to Wu clan earlier did not exist. The clan's first supreme elder was not going to let Wu Yong off. He added, "The reason why Fang Yuan is a problem to deal with is because he has fixed immortal travel. I wonder if Wu clan's first supreme elder has any good method to restrict fixed immortal travel." Wu Yong smiled bitterly. "I am ashamed. Wu clan does not have such methods. I cannot compare to my mother. We can defend ourselves, but that is our limit. In my opinion, Qi clan's first supreme elder set up effective immortal formations earlier. Even though Fang Yuan broke through, he still spent quite some time. Why doesn't Qi clan's first supreme elder help us to set up immortal formations around our resource points, so that we can stall for some time when Fang Yuan attacks?" Qi clan's first supreme elder Qi Chu Yu quickly waved his hand. "I am ashamed. My immortal formations were all destroyed by Fang Yuan. I will disappoint all of you." Wu Yong smiled. "No need to be so humble. Fang Yuan did not manage to destroy the formation on Wind Flame Mountain. The immortal formation set up in Plunder Shadow Earth Trench also blocked Fang Yuan's assault once. But his formation path attainment level is too high. He was friends with your clan's formation devotee Qi Shang. We all know that." Wu Yong's words had deep meaning. Qi Chu Yu snorted coldly. He remained silent. Southern Border's super forces had all sorts of resource points. If Qi Chu Yu had to set up immortal formations one by one, when would he finish? And most importantly, this matter was very sensitive. Resource points were the most important areas of the different clans. They would not feel easy if outsiders were the ones setting up their defenses. Among the clans here, only Qi clan had been plundered, without experiencing it for themselves. The other clans did not feel an urge to ask for Qi Chu Yu's help. Qi Chu Yu understood this, which was why he stopped talking. Wu Yong saw that Qi Chu Yu was silent. He could not say anything else to at this moment. Tai clan's first supreme elder said excitedly. "Actually, Wu clan first supreme elder's method is the best way to deal with Fang Yuan, but that is only half of it. Qi clan's first supreme elder's immortal formations can block Fang Yuan for some time. At this time, if there is our Tai clan's beacon tower, we would be able to teleport there and block Fang Yuan, to kill him together. With the combination of both methods, Fang Yuan is not a problem at all." Once he said that, the Gu immortals became even quieter. Beacon Tower was an immortal Gu house of Tai clan. Its greatest use was similar to Western Desert Shao clan's 10,000 Li Silk Corridor. This Gu house was made of multiple beacon towers. They could transport Gu immortals to each other. If many beacon towers were put together, they could even transport rank 8 Gu immortals. Tai clan first supreme elder's idea was not wrong. In fact, Tai clan had been trying to set up more beacon towers around Southern Border, but this arrangement was too much of a threat to the other super forces. Thus, the forces had been trying to stop Tai clan from creating more beacon towers, and now, Tai clan's first supreme elder used this chance to promote the beacon towers again. The leaders of the different clans did not agree. They only kept silent, showing their resistance to it. "I have another plan." A long while later, Shang clan's first supreme elder spoke. After 15 minutes, the discussion between these Southern Border righteous path leaders concluded. Under the moonlight, Qi Chu Yu stopped using his killer move. He flew in the sky while riding a thick cloud, having an eerie gaze. Southern Border's Gu immortal world was full of conflicts between major forces to begin with. During this period, the earth veins shook. While it gave great benefits, it also intensified the conflict between forces. This made the super forces more hostile to each other. Other than scheming against each other, just look at this time when Fang Yuan attacked Qi clan's resource points. Not a single force helped them out. After flying for some time, Qi Chu Yu's vision changed. He ended up in an immortal battlefield. He was not nervous, because this was Yama battlefield. He had already set up a meeting time with Fang Yuan. "These are yours." Fang Yuan tossed out multiple pure dream reality seeker physique bodies and an information path mortal Gu. "Where are my things?" "I brought them." Qi Chu Yu took out a large number of immortal essence stones and immortal materials of all kinds. There was also one information path mortal Gu. An information path inheritance was recorded in it. Both sides inspected the goods and traded successfully before parting. Qi Chuyu frowned lightly, while Fang Yuan smiled. Qi clan's first supreme elder. In the future, I will transact with you again. Before leaving, Fang Yuan transmitted. How will you contact me? You will know by then. Both sides quickly left the place. They were extremely alert. Nobody found out about this transaction. The information in this goo worm is not complete. I can see that Fang Yuan still has a lot of dream path research results. But what I obtained this time has already far exceeded the other super forces of Southern Border. Qi Chuyu looked at the dream realms in his immortal aperture as he sighed deeply. Thinking of Fang Yuan, his gaze turned dark. Fang Yuan is a scoundrel. He obviously wants to cooperate with me again. After all, he wants to know about Etion Mountain's formation. I should work with him now and obtain more dream path research results. I will use Southern Border's righteous path in the future to eliminate him afterwards. The transaction between Qi Chuyu and Fang Yuan was merely for benefits. His intention to take down Fang Yuan now was also for benefits. After all, if Fang Yuan sold these dream path research results to other super forces, Qi clan's advantage would be lost. Their benefits would be greatly affected. Even though I gave Qi clan a few dream realms this time, I have already obtained a lot of time path dream realms. I am going to cultivate now and raise my time path attainment level. Fang Yuan was thinking and planning. Qi clan had obtained dream path methods. They naturally needed more dream realms to explore. Even though Etion Mountain had a huge dream realm, they could not explore it under everyone's watchful gaze. That was too risky. Fang Yuan wanted to encourage these transactions, but he did not want Qi clan to be exposed either. This time, I succeeded in invading Plunder Shadow Earth Trench. Southern Border's righteous path must be plotting against me. Even though fixed immortal travel is good, it can be countered. Let alone the foundation of Southern Border's righteous path. Close connections between Wu Yong and Heavenly Court will make sure they help out as well. I should lay low now. The truth was, Fang Yuan could use the Dream Path research results to find any super force and become allies with them to undergo transactions. But Fang Yuan chose Qi clan. There were reasons behind it. The most important reason was that during the chaotic period of his previous life, Qi clan was a firm force in resisting Heavenly Court. In his previous life, Wu clan was the same. But because Wu Yong managed to take back many immortal goo from Southern Border's righteous path this time, Fang Yuan thought about it and could not trust them. Chapter 1595, Water Text Goo. The moon was bright outside the window, while a faint candle lighted the room. Wu Yong paced around in his room. He felt worry and frustration in his heart. He could not let it go. Right now, Wu Yong had rank 8 cultivation level. He had supreme authority in Wu clan. He used clear jade dripping wind tiny bamboo building to help Wu clan get through tough times. He even got back the Southern Border righteous path's immortal goo from Heavenly Court. His reputation was at its peak. During this period, he had worked hard to nurture some goo immortal seeds. Wu clan was doing very well. Why was he so worried now? Fang Yuan, disguising as Wu Yihai. He even deceived Wu Yong, managing to take away lots of resources and even immortal goo. Not only did he toy around with Wu clan, even Wu Yong's pursuit saw no results. Fang Yuan was like a thorn in his heart. Whenever Wu Yong thought about it, he would feel heartache, humiliation, anger, and hatred. This time, Fang Yuan suddenly appeared in Southern Border, destroying Plunder Shadow Earth Trench's formation and taking the Dream Realms. Wu Yong seemed very calm and composed now, but his heart was bleeding from this thorn that stabbed deeply into his wound. Shang Clan First Supreme. Elder's method can target Fang Yuan's fixed immortal travel, but Wu Yong frowned as he walked around, shaking his head. He felt that it was not reliable. Could this method really kill Fang Yuan? Thinking about how he failed to kill Fang Yuan even with all the Southern Border righteous path forces. Thinking about how Heavenly Court failed to capture him after multiple attempts. Could the Southern Border righteous path really succeed this time? Wu Yong shook his head. He admitted that he was quite wary of Fang Yuan now. This demon's strength improved by leaps and bounds whenever he appeared. He could not be looked at with logic. And also, Wu Yong was not confident in Southern Border's righteous path that Wu clan was the leader of Southern Border's righteous path. Wu Yong had been nurtured under Wu Duxiu's wings. How could he not see the weakness of Southern Border's righteous path? They all had their individual desires. They were filled with conflict and wariness. Unless they had no choice, there would not be a leader that could unify them. Even for Wu clan, even if Wu Duxiu was around and worked with Wu Yong, they could not be an absolute leader that Wu Yong could imagine that on the day of the operation, Southern Border's righteous path would be very wary of each other. They would make excuses and refuse to be the first ones to act. They would want to fight for benefits. How could such a group deal with the crafty Fang Yuan? Especially now. Only Qi clan was plundered by Fang Yuan. The other clans were untouched. With the turbulence of the earth veins, they had to fight for the resources underground. How could the clans spend their effort on Fang Yuan? Or rather, Fang Yuan noticed this, so he only plundered Qi clan's resources. Wu Yong's heart sank. From this angle, he really wanted Fang Yuan to go all out and aggravate all the clans. But he was simply too crafty. He only targeted one clan that if Wu Yong knew that Fang Yuan not only plundered Qi clan, he even made a deal with them secretly to plot against Heavenly Court during the Five Regions' chaotic war. Who knew what he would think? After walking around for a while, Wu Yong made up his mind. I should communicate with Heavenly Court. I should use them to get rid of Fang Yuan. This was quite a tough decision. Even though this was a wise choice, since the enemy of an enemy was a friend, it was taboo. The Five Regions excluding Eastern Sea had a mentality against foreigners. Southern Border did too. That if Southern Border's forces and Gu Immortals knew that Wu Yong was working with another region's superforce to meddle in Southern Border's affairs, he would receive huge criticism. Even if he was Wu clan's first Supreme Elder, even if he had rank 8 cultivation level, he would not be exempt from IT. It could be said that Wu Yong was taking a huge risk. If he was exposed, Wu clan's current advantageous position would be destroyed. Oh? Wu Yong contacted me? It must be due to the demon Fang Yuan. Fairy Ziwei was resting. Seeing that Wu Yong had contacted her, she smiled as she replied, Wu Yong had a special status. He was the first supreme elder of Wu clan, even without trying to influence him. The cooperation between them was already his weakness. Both sides talked for a while. Wu Yong got to the topic of Fang Yuan. Fairy Ziwei thought, like I expected, Fang Yuan has fixed immortal travel, and because I exposed his methods in Treasure Yellow Heaven, Wu Yong is even more wary of him now. He wants to eliminate Fang Yuan despite the risks. Heavenly Court was not in good shape recently. Not long ago, they failed to achieve any of their goals in their second attack on Langya Blessed Land. Wisdom Gu was taken by Fang Yuan, who escaped successfully. Langya Blessed Land was guarded by Longevity Heaven, while Heavenly Court's Thunder Ghost True Monarch died. Chun Yi, Fairy Ziwei, and Feng Jiugu also suffered injuries to certain degrees. They were all recuperating now. But even so, after hearing Wu Yong's words, Fairy Ziwei agreed without hesitation. Fang Yuan needed to die. Even if he had rank 7 fixed immortal travel, there were ways to restrict this Gu. Or rather, even if they failed to kill Fang Yuan, as long as they pressured him and did not give him time to grow further, it would be a success for Heavenly Court. Fang Yuan's growth is simply too fast and too scary. And this is already with Heavens will giving him hurdles constantly through its influence. Once in a while, he shows up with shocking improvements. Even if we fail to kill him, we must make sure he has no time to cultivate. If he gained new methods, we must expose all his trump cards. Fairy Ziwei felt deeper wariness against Fang Yuan. To pursue him, she had put in so much effort, and right now, even Langya Blessed Land was nearly taken down by her. But Fang Yuan, he was still free and roaming around. Heavenly Court had the absolute advantage, be it Fate Gu's repair, the nurturing of Great Dream Immortal Venerable, or even the imprisonment of Spectral Soul. Fang Yuan could not match their achievements. But in the deepest part of Fairy Ziwei's heart, she started to feel fear and unease. This emotion was absurd, but she truly felt fear and unease. Fear and unease due to Fang Yuan. Southern Border's righteous path is dealing with Fang Yuan now. This is a chance. Forget my injuries. I need to go all out to kill Fang Yuan and eliminate this problem. Determination flashed in Fairy Ziwei's eyes. Southern Border's righteous path was plotting against Fang Yuan. Because of Wu Yong's contact, before Heavenly Court even made a move, they were already the mastermind. Once Heavenly Court moves, they would unleash a terrifying attack. It was a pity that Fang Yuan had expected this. After the transaction with Chi Chu Yu, he went into seclusion, exploring the dream realms that he had. This was a time path dream realm. Inside this dream realm, Fang Yuan was an old man. He was the main character of this dream, having rank 4 cultivation level. Right now, he was surrounded by 5 or 6 Gu masters with hostile expressions. Lord Bai Lian, this is the treatment fee in advance, please follow us. The leader Gu master also had rank 4 cultivation level. Looking at Fang Yuan, he spoke threateningly. Fang Yuan first looked at the Gu worms in his aperture. They were all-time path Gu worms used for support. They could not heal. Thinking about it, Fang Yuan probed. I am just an ordinary time path Gu master. I am not a doctor. Aren't you making things difficult for me? The other party replied. Humph. You will go whether you want to or not. Do you dare to defy the request of our Central Continent's main clan? We already know everything about you. Don't worry. We are asking you to go because of your abilities. We know you can heal Lord Meng Bai's illness. Come. Do you need us to invite you by force? Let's go, lead the way. Fang Yuan smiled bitterly. Following these Gu masters, Fang Yuan soon arrived at Meng clan. He saw the patient Meng Bai, only to see that this person was frail and yellow. His bones were protruding from his skinny body. He rested in bed as he grunted weakly. How did this happen? What illness is it? Fang Yuan probed. A servant started crying as he said, My master has always been healthy and strong. He sprints as fast as a wolf. To think that this would happen. He was harmed by that unscrupulous merchant. He bought a water text Gu. The merchant said that this Gu would allow him to write beautiful words that resembled flowing water. Master has always been brutish. The others have always said that he had bronze, but no literary flair. Because of this, Master bought this water text Gu at a high price, wanting to write a beautiful verse that night. Is the problem regarding that water text Gu? Fang Yuan asked. The servant nodded. Initially, Master used that water text Gu with no issue. He wrote verses after verses. Master was extremely happy. He wrote 50 to 60 texts. But in the morning, before he ate, he started to have diarrhea. It poured like flowing water. He had the runs for over 20 times. Even with Master's tough body, he ended up like this after a day. Fang Yuan realized at last. He gained confidence in solving this. Water text Gu was not the problem, but overly using it caused the diarrhea. Nobody could deal with that side effect. Rushing leads to worse results. This was quite common. Using Gu carried risks. Meng Bai truly brought it upon himself. Meng clan was right to invite me. My time path Gu worms might not be able to heal, but in this situation, they are appropriate in healing Meng Bai. Fang Yuan thought.